everyone, welcome back to a new video. These days I have been thinking about writing in my beautiful planner all the art goals for this year, but I thought, why not do them together? You and me in this video. I am going to do a little bit of scrapbooking because I have been missing doing that, and I thought it was perfect to write here in a beautiful way all the art plans, and it's in this way it's more artsy. So let's go to find some of the papers that I want to use, maybe some stickers and all of that. And while I do that, we are going to talk about my art plans and how I'm going to do them this year, because I have been doing them for some years and I always learn how to do them better. So I am going to give you some things that work for me. So let's go do that. Also, I am using my phone as a microphone because my microphone from the camera broke, but we will work with what we have. Here I'm opening my drawer where I have all these stickers and everything. As you can see, it's full, and I have always a lot of things that I cannot open it right or they are stuck, but I get all the stickers that I think I could use and all the options that I want to have in hand to when I create all the composition. In this bag I have a lot of scraps of beautiful papers that I like, that I have kept so I could reuse them, and I am also going to have that in hand in case I need it. And in this folder I have some stickers that I think can be good to use too. Here in this bag it's a notepad that I do really like, and I think it could fit really well for a part that you will see later, so I also get it. And now you see me here with my beautiful planner that I am obsessed with, and I do a little bit of search to see which pages could be good to use. And then I decide to use the page just before January begins, because I don't have a page dedicated to goals and everything, and I do a little sketch of what I want to put and how I want to organize it. But when you do these kinds of sketches, then you begin changing your mind and do different things. So I got to this sketch, but later I changed it when I began doing it because I saw that I didn't have enough space. I also used this wrapping paper, and it's one paper that I got in a gift that I received some years ago, and I love it so much that I kept it, and I want to use it as the background because I think it's really beautiful and I can play with it. You see me looking at the sketch of what I want to put, and as you can see here I got this notepad to do a to-do list, and I decided to change all the different sections of the goals, which are 3, and put them on the left page. I tried with this paper because I saw a girl that was doing her planning with this paper and a background kind of similar to this one, so I cut with my hand the pieces of paper because I thought it was cuter with these not perfect lines. Then I got this glue, which is a glue that I do really love. My sister gifted to me from a Korean shop, and I think it's really cute, but also it's the best glue that I have ever used. It sticks really well everything that you put into it, and I think it's organic. It's made of corn or something like that, so it's amazing. Then I cut all the parts of the paper that were sticking out of the page. I stick the corners in case they are not sticked perfectly. And then I had to cut this paper because it would not fit, so I cut it in these places. I tried different positions for this paper, and I began doing the art goals list, but when I was writing it I noticed that it was blurry, and then I saw that it got to my table, so I decided to change to a normal paper, and I tried to cut it in almost exactly the same shape so I knew it could fit. Now I'm trying again to write all my art goals. I changed the lettering because I thought this one would look prettier. I decided to do the points of it, not square, not a dot, but in this case a flower, and in every kind of goals I change it. And my first art goal is to paint much more, because having a business, it takes a lot of time for other different things, and this last year I noticed that I wanted to paint much more but I didn't have time, so I want to block time for that, for every day or almost every day. Then I also want to paint more landscapes because it's one of the things that I have not practiced that much and it's difficult for me, but I want to practice it so I get better with it and I enjoy it more. With painting human figure, it's the same thing as the last one. I want to do some projects that include them and I want to practice it to get better with it and enjoy it more too. Then I want to do more complex compositions. I think this is something that I had put in my last year art goals, and it's something that I'm really excited about because it's more difficult, but at the same time you can do much more things, and I want to have also more complex illustrations in my portfolio, so that's an important thing. And then I want to finish all my abandoned paintings, which is something that I'm working on that right now, but I want to finish all of them because I like them and I want to see them finished. Then we move on to the business goals. The first one is to upload more videos here. I want to build a bigger community here. I think this is the best platform and where I can connect much more with you. I can do more longer videos. I can put a lot more information in the videos. I really love it. I love doing them. I also really like editing them. It's true that it takes a lot of time and I cannot find always the time to do them as fast as I would like, but it's something important for me. Then I would love to do a scientific commission, maybe from a publisher or maybe from a scientific group. I think this is something that could fit a lot with my style and I am really excited to do that. I think it would be amazing. Then I want to grow on Etsy. I didn't want to put a number because I don't know how much I can grow, but it's something important for me. I have all the products and I want to launch more, but I need to sell more to invest more in them. Then I want to be at more concept shops. Right now I'm in one and it's an income that I have every month. I really love the connections that I do with other artists through that. I have a really good experience with that and I want to be in more. Then I want to grow my income from my art because it's important to grow this art business. And then I want to participate in some art contests because I know that that's a good place where publishers notice and get to know new illustrators, new artists, and I think it could be a good way to be more seen by them. And then let's move on to my goals for my own life. The first one is to read more. Since I was a teenager, I have been a bookworm. I'm always with a book. I really love it, but these last years I have not been reading as much as I like, but I miss a book, a good book. Then I also want to get better with work-life balance because I'm working a lot of hours every day and I think it's really good to have that time to focus on you and to relax. I also want to go on more walks because I think that's something really good to clean your mind and be more relaxed. And working from home, sometimes I'm not leaving my house for a day, so that's not good and I need to change that. Then I want to do more exercise and mostly it's to take care of my back because sometimes it hurts. The next goal is to do more of my creative hobbies because before working as an illustrator, my main creative hobby was painting, but now it's work, so I want to do all the other creative things that I like to do, as scrapbooking, crochet, and more like that. And then I want to socialize more because of the same. I'm always at home and I'm an introvert, but sometimes I also miss having more time with my friends and maybe finding some new friends too would be amazing. I stick this paper and as you can see I leave a part up to write the word for the year. I tried some tumbos that I had to see which color would be better and at the end I decided to use this one. As you can see, the word for the year is paint because for me my main goal, which is what I use this word of the year for, is to paint more. I want to paint a lot. I want it to be the year I paint the most in my life because I want to do a lot of personal projects. I also want to grow with my art business, and for that it's important to paint a lot more, and I really enjoy it. It makes me really happy, so I want to have that time to be as happy as I'm always painting. As you can see, this pen ran out of ink, but I tried to put another layer of it so I could see it. Now let's move on to the other page, and for that I had to stick this paper, which is the one that I am going to use to do my to-do list, using this cute glue that I really love. As you can see, I'm using the same pen because I wanted to be the same color, and I was hoping I would have enough ink, but I had. So in my to-do list, what I wanted to put was things that I want to do but that are not my goals for this year. So I have them all together in case that I don't know what to do, or I want to remember what things were important for me to do this year. So I have this here. If I don't do them all, it's okay. I don't have all the pressure for this, but as last year I did a quarter goal and it didn't work out for me, so I wanted to transform it to this. And this is some of my homework that I need to do to get to those goals. So I wrote things as post consistently on YouTube, send my portfolio at least 2 times to a lot of different publishers and scientific groups, email concept stores so I could have more of my products in more shops. Then I want to block time to craft and go to walks because crafting is something that I do love a lot. And as these last 2 years, I have been focusing a lot on doing everything for my business. So I didn't have a lot of free time, but this year I wanted to have it. I wanted to have that time to focus on other creative stuff. Then I need to get a part-time job because I need more income, and that would be something that would make me feel more relaxed and I could do a lot of different things. I study a master's degree in scientific illustrations and things like that. Then I want to paint almost every day. I want to go to plein air painting sessions. I began doing it last year and I love it. I want to read 40 books at least. I'm gonna try to do it. Then I want to sew some clothes for myself because I also love doing crochet and sewing and all of that, and I have it in my wish list. Then I want to do 2 new collections at least, or I am going to try with new products or new designs. Then I want to do more scientific illustrations courses. I have done some ones that are from Ilustraciencia, which is an academy for that, and I did really love them. Those were little ones that I did in some art museums in my city, but I want to do the bigger ones that they have online and are more specific on different things, as botanic illustrations, for example. Then I want to participate in an art contest, at least one. I want to begin my Explorers or Scientists project, which you will see in the future. I'm not going to say much more, so it's a surprise. Then I want to finish all the abandoned paintings. I also want to do 2 more that I didn't write in that moment, but I added later, and one of it is doing some coloring pages, and then I want to do some educative material for maybe schools or maybe families with some of my illustrations, but also some activities that kids could do with them. Here's the result. Something that I have always been using since I began doing scrapbooking a lot of years ago is using craft paper. I really love the texture, and this one has a lot of flowers that I do really love, and I try to play a little bit with other kinds of paper, but I don't know, I really like it. At the end I didn't put any sticker because I thought this was even a little bit too much, so adding more stickers was I wasn't going to do it because this is too much, so I think it's enough. But I have everything written. This is a little bit hard for me now that I have my phone to record my voice, but I have this page just before January begins, so I have everything all packed together. I didn't have a page dedicated for goals or anything in this planner, which is something that I miss, but I created it myself, so That's perfect. And in this way, it's more me. Let's talk about some tips that I give you that I have learned through doing every year my art goals and goals in general and all these kinds of things. And the first one would be to not put too many on every area. I would say that 5 or 6 would be the max, because life happens and we cannot control everything we do, and sometimes we begin the year having something in mind that we want to accomplish or work on, but then something happened and we cannot do it. So if we have too many of them, it would be impossible. Also, we would be really frustrated. So don't put too many. If you want to do different types of goals, for example, in my case, I'm going to do art goals, business goals, and also life in general goals. I will put 5 or 6 for each theme, but I am not going to put lots of them in every one of them. I want to put these 5 or 6 in each of them, because for me those are different areas in my life and I want to work on different things on each of them. And then also another thing that has helped me since I began doing it is the word of the year. You will think, what is the word of the year? It's only in one word you say the most important thing that you want to work on, or the thing that is going to mark everything that will happen in your life this year. So for me this year, the main thing that I want to work on is painting. I want to paint a lot, but a lot. I want to be this year that I want to paint the most, and that it's something that I can control more or less. Even if I have to do other things or life happens, I will also have access to a little sketchbook and a pencil and do some doodles or something like that. For me, that counts. I want to do bigger things than that, but that's an example. The third one would be to not be too hard on yourself. As I said before, life happens. Sometimes we need to focus on other things that we didn't thought we would have to, or I don't know, something that doesn't let us have the time for that happens. So for me, writing my goals is like a guide for the things that I want to focus on. So maybe in some moments that I'm a little bit lost, I can go back to it. And also it's a way for me to reflect what I want to accomplish this next year, what I want to focus more on, and like think about the things that worked for me last year and that did not work, the things that I wanted to do or accomplish and I didn't get to, and think about how I want to focus and organize this year. Another thing would be to get inspired by other people. There's lots of videos and people sharing their tips or how they do their goals for the year and everything on internet, on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. So I always like to see other videos, what other people do to get inspired and maybe try something new that I didn't know that I could do or that existed, or that I didn't think about doing it and trying it, and sometimes it has worked for me, so I really recommend you that. But if something doesn't work for you, stop doing it. Don't do things to plan your year or to set your goals that doesn't work for you or that you don't like it. Just do the things that you like. Make it as simple as you can. Have it visible maybe in your planner, maybe in your wall. So now let's talk on how the goals of the last year went. As you can see, the planner this year is much more little than the one from last year. I thought it was going to be a really big year, a year that I would be successful. I could live off my project, and it was not. I got much better. I grew, I would say, mostly everywhere, in some places more than others. But one of my main goals with my art business was to not have more expenses than income, and I got like stable. It is not perfect because I worked a lot on it, but at least I grew. Now I had my products on some concept stores. I also went to a really big market that it was amazing. I have met a lot of amazing people. I had grown my income. I began doing my first course or workshops. So some things that were really difficult for me, I accomplished them. So I am really happy for that. But I didn't get everything. This is something that I would say always happens. But let's talk about what I wrote in my art goals and everything. The word of the year for last year, for me, it was success. I would say success is something really open, so I would say I got on it because I got better on everything. I got some opportunities that I wanted to accomplish and I accomplished them, so that's okay. But the success that I had in mind, it is nowhere. I cannot see it. I did not see it this last year, but it's okay. The important thing is that I have grown a little bit, not as much as I thought, but I have grown. Then I also set some goals for the whole year. Some of them I accomplished, as I told you, but some not. And most of them were number goals. For example, getting 4,000 followers on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Those things do not depend always on us. And I would say that those are not good goals, so I have not put any of them for these years. And also there are some goals that are really difficult, for example, to illustrate one book or to work with some publishers. That is another thing that doesn't always depend only on us. I have put only one of them in my goals for this year, but I will not put any more of them. And then another thing that I did last year was quarterly goals. I think you say. These have not worked for me because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to end the year. I didn't know a lot of things, so I didn't know how to visualize the year, so I didn't use it. I used it more to put like homework, things to do, but for that I prefer to have a section of to do things as I did this year, and I can put all of them there and I can try to accomplish them as soon as I can. So how was this year? As I told you, for me it was good. I got to some opportunities that I am really happy about them, but it was also a really hard year because I think something that it's not really good on the internet is that there are a lot of videos of people telling their miracle stories, that they did lots of money when they began, or in a month, in 3 months. That is not reality. I have seen it now. I also think that I didn't want to see it when I was starting, but that is not the reality. So my goals were set for that. Something that we need to have in mind is that being an illustrator, being an artist, is not a career that you get to success or to live from it in 1 year. It's something that it's really, really long. It's for a lot of years, and a lot of the most important illustrators or artists have worked on it for tons of years, maybe a decade, or maybe even some of them died thinking they weren't successful. But then now, for example, Van Gogh, I think, now his paintings are worth millions of euros, dollars, the money that you have. So I think that's important, and for this year to be more relaxed and to also get to some goals that I want to, that I know I'm not going to get them for this year. For example, I want to do a master's degree in scientific illustration, but that is really expensive, and I know that this year I am not going to do it. But to save some money to do it next year, it would be amazing. So right now I am visualizing to do my art in a different way, and also to try to enjoy more everything, not focusing on all the marketing, social media and all of that, and just enjoy it, because things will change, because I need to get a part-time job, and I want to spend the time that I work on my art, that I work on my business, enjoying it more than suffering, doing all the products and seeing that nothing works as I want to, or over looking at the analytics. So that is one thing that I want to change this year. I did not put it in my art goals, but to get to them I have to accomplish that. And as my main goal is painting more, for me that reflects that for me is more enjoying everything than the business part. So now it's time to put the last year planner away and all the goals for it way to focus on this year's goals, and let's see what next year brings us, what will happen this year, what will be our goals for next year. I don't know, I'm really curious to know and to see what this year has for me. Leave down in the comments if you also did plan your art goals with me, and what are your art goals for this year? What is the main thing that you want to work more on in this year? I hope this year is amazing for all of us, and also that we do amazing art, that we do lots of different things, learn new things, experiment also new things. And also I want to say a huge thank you for all the people that came to my channel with the last video, for all your support, for all your comments, for all your likes, for all your views, for everything. I'm really blown away by that video and about how much love you have sent to me. So thank you so much, and I will see you really soon in the next video. Bye.